Sorry. What's up, guys? Welcome to part 2 of the video, COVID in Taiwan. And today, Justin here will be joining me in discussing what Taiwan is like mid-pandemic and how Taiwan dealt with the situation.
Yeah.
So, Justin, how long have you been in Taiwan for?
Been here for 12 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah. 2009, pretty much all my adult life.
Yeah. How do you feel being here mid-pandemic?
It's crazy. It's like it never happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you see these documentaries of COVID on TV and like how it affected, for example, Italy, the UK, the United States. It's hard for us to comprehend here. It's hard for us here in Taiwan to comprehend what they're going through.
Yeah.
Because Taiwan did such a good job at containing and fighting the spread of the COVID.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah. So it's like we're kind of in our own bubble, aren't we? Right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So far, our first case in Taiwan was on January 21st, 2020. Since then, we've had 799 total cases with 704 imported. So most of our cases have been imported. And 671 recovered with just 7 deaths.
Yeah.
Also, from April 13th to December 22nd, we've had 250-day streak with 0 locally transmitted cases.
Yeah.
So that, I think, has been really impressive all over the world, hasn't it?
It has, because, in the States, in other places, you hear just like the people with COVID, the numbers are multiplying every day.
Exactly.
Where here they're stagnating at 1, 2, 3, 0.
Yeah.
1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0.
Exactly, and even then it's mostly imported, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mostly from out of the a lot of Taiwanese people want to come back to Taiwan because they found out it's safer here.
That's me.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a lot safer here.
We have a system going on, yeah.
They had a system, and at the beginning of the year, there were people who came back from, for example, I think there was some students in Hualien that were like, they had studied abroad.
Yeah.
They came back and they had to do their, for example, Taiwan has quarantine right now for 14 days.
Yeah.
So as they came back, they thought like, oh, I'm not sick, I don't feel sick, I could just get quarantined.
Yeah.
And how much did they get fined? Like 30,000 US?
Up to $1 million NT.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we've mentioned in part 1 of the video. It's crazy,
that's
isn't
insane.
It is.
Yeah. But
so,
that's good.
Exactly. So we are taking these precautions, right? So we have the system going on. And right now, I'll tell you more about the main measures taken by Taiwan.
I would say like one of the best parts about this, like the most safest part. So whoever's coming in, whether or not you're Taiwanese or you're a foreigner or whoever, when you come in the country, you have to go through a 14-day quarantine.
Exactly. Everyone has to do the 14-day quarantine, with some exceptions actually. With certain, I think, professions, they only have to do 5 to 7-day quarantine, like pilots.
Well,
pilots.
We saw last time with that New Zealand pilot.
So that wasn't a really good idea.
That wasn't a really good idea.
Yeah, so that's something that I had to do, which I mentioned in part 1 of my video, and there's more information on that in that video.
Gatherings with a lot of people, especially in public.
Mainly confined spaces and public spaces. You need to wear a mask, especially transportation, public transportation.
Taxis, Uber, metro, buses.
Yeah.
You want to go into a 百货公司. How do you say that in English?
Department store
Department
as
store.
well. Public space,
Yeah. It's all, you have to wear your mask or you're not coming in.
Indeed.
Yeah, even Uber here, like when you order an Uber cab, it tells you please wear a mask. It tells you, it doesn't say please wear, it says you have to wear a mask.
I actually got reported for not wearing a mask once.
Really?
Well, maybe it was my friend, but it was my Uber account, so.
Really?
Yeah, so they're like, oh, it said if you do this again, then, you will cancel your Uber account. I'm like, oops, okay.
Yeah, and you won't do it again, because if you do, there goes your Uber account,
right? Yeah, exactly,
And I think, because Taiwan, it's so much different from the States. In the States, when we see someone with a mask, a lot of people would be like, oh, don't go near that guy, he's sick. But now it's actually completely opposite. I'm wearing this mask because I don't want to get sick.
Exactly, and I think especially for Taiwan or Asia, it was actually an easy transition because we actually already have this, say, custom or culture of wearing masks even before COVID. even before SARS. It might just be like, oh, you want to prevent a cold, or you have a cold. I think Taiwanese people are respectful that way, and like if they have a cold, they don't want to spread it, so they would wear a mask.
Yeah, and they also don't want to get it.
Also, in most public and confined spaces. Yeah. It's like a precaution they take. If your temperature is a bit too high, then you're not allowed to go in.
It's
cooperation.
It's cooperating with everyone. It's cooperating with the people there. It's cooperating with the businesses, and it's they're providing safety to the customers. Not only do I provide these services, but also you're coming in here. We can guarantee your safety. We can guarantee that everyone who comes in here, and there's some places who don't even like they have a little temperature gun, you know, that look to your head, you know. There's some places that have like those airport machines. They read your body temperature and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like efficient and everything. And they will stop you if it's a bit too high. Yeah, so that's one way of preventing any sick people or.
That's a great way because there's so many videos on Instagram right now of like the U.S. For example, there'd be like a store that says you have to wear a mask and you have to get your temperature taken to come in here, but they decide there'd be like one or two people decide not to, and they ruin they ruin the store for everyone. They ruin everything for everyone. It's that one person who decided not to wear a mask,
for not cooperating.
Not to cooperate.
Exactly. So they kind of put everyone else at risk, right?
Yeah, you're putting everyone at risk, and they're not asking for much. I don't know, I feel like I'm talking to my American audience right now. From March 19th, they started banning all foreign nationals.
With some exceptions, of course.
Right, so if you have, for example, like I have an ARC, which is an alien residency card. All I have to do is present that. I can come in. Foreign diplomats, or with visas or with work, if you have a certain certificates, you can come in, but you still have to do the quarantine.
Yes, I actually arrived back to Taiwan just a couple of days before that.
Yeah.
So before I came back, I was telling my friends, oh yeah, definitely come visit me, you know, like I can't wait for you to come. There were people actually planning on booking as soon as I could give them a date.
Really?
And then a few days after I arrived, they bought all foreign nationals. I'm just like, oh shoot. Sorry you can't come here, you know, like I'm safe, but you're gonna have to stay in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. I originally had a friend from Japan who was studying in Canada.
Yeah.
And I was telling my friend, he's like, you gotta come to Taiwan. You gotta come to Taiwan. It's the chances here of you being safer a lot higher. Because at that time, Canada went on a full, complete lockdown.
Wow.
Right, and she was in Toronto at that time, and then her job gone. I mean, everything closed down, and you know, people still have to pay rent. What are you gonna do? So I originally told her, I was like, you should try Taiwan. Yeah. But she was a little bit too late.
Oh,
she was right after March, and so all she could do was go back to Japan. Went back to Japan, then Japan went on lockdown.
Oh crap.
So she's still jobless.
I know a lot of people have lost their jobs during this pandemic.
They have.
It's been quite awful. So I think we are quite blessed to be in this country at this moment.
We are.
Yeah, and I think that I'm quite lucky that my parents, my family convinced me to come back to Taiwan. They were telling me like everyone's going to lose their jobs, the economy is just going to crash. Yeah. You know, this and that, and the country's going to go on lockdown, and everything they said, as predicted, it happened. Yeah. So I'm glad I came back in time.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Back on this barring foreign travelers, I've heard now Taiwan is starting to ease their original laws on like foreign internationals coming in and stuff. But you have to first test for COVID. If it's negative, then you can come, but you still have to do a 14-day quarantine.
Ah, okay.
So you still have to go through Taiwan's SOP, standard procedures and stuff. But yeah, I think it's needed.
So that's actually something that's quite new. Started in December 1st, where anyone coming into Taiwan needs to present a negative COVID test.
Yes, that's very important because you said before, when you came, you didn't have to present
I didn't.
Right?
I just straight to quarantine for 14 days. But I think now they're trying to make it more strict.
Yeah, so now you have to present this, then do the quarantine, then come out. It's very good, very good.
Yeah, so it's like 2 precautions basically.
Yeah.
And since we've been talking so much about the measures taken in Taiwan, let's also talk about Taiwan's success because I think that's been recognized globally so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No lockdowns.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I know a lot of my friends in the UK keep complaining about it. They're not allowed to go anywhere. They have either a curfew or they can barely go any places after certain times. And it's crazy. Yeah, they can't even go to school. They have to take online classes or work from home. Yeah. So yeah, we don't have that in Taiwan. We're practically just living lives the way we were, except
just
for
with a mask.
Yeah, with a mask, and before entering some certain places, you get your temperature taken.
It literally takes like 5 seconds to get your temperature taken.
Yeah.
And a mask, you can put it in your pocket and put it on within 3 seconds.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just like.
I think that was like 6 seconds.
That was 6 seconds?
I don't know.
Sorry. Maybe it's taking it off as 3 seconds.
You were nervous. You were just like, I've been confused.
Yeah, I was going a little bit too fast there. Yeah. But I mean, from 2020, I believe we've had work. I've been in work the whole 2020. Yeah. The whole COVID pandemic.
Yeah, nothing has stopped. Everyone keeps grinding. Everyone's living about their lives normally.
Yeah, and my job is to be outside traveling around Taiwan, the whole island, and meeting people, talking to people,
and you're still able to do
shaking their
that.
hand.
That's
we're
amazing.
all able to do it because they are taking precautions themselves. We're also taking precautions. Yeah. Everyone's in this together.
Yeah, so everyone's cooperating so that we can live the luxury life that we're living right now.
Right.
It's funny how we call like living a normal life and doing what you want to do a luxury life.
It is, and with
it's
that,
new times.
Yeah, it's great. Department stores.
Yeah, that's like the second main thing, right? Like all facilities still being open, like restaurants, even clubs.
Even clubs.
That's like the most surprising thing to other people is that in Taiwan you can still go clubbing.
Yeah, they closed down clubs and huge public gatherings at first, but just for a few months.
Right,
not even a
less,
month,
like
even
really
less.
briefly, yeah.
And as soon as they had this COVID thing under control within the country, they opened it back up.
Yeah.
And we're still able to go to clubs. I can go to a club tonight if I want to.
Yeah.
And it's what I do. I get my temperature taken and I go in and just party all night.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah.
Public gatherings.
Yeah, so we're still able to do that. The biggest thing I would say is Ultra. And not just Ultra, right? Other music festivals.
S2O, Ultra, I mean, everyone was there.
Thousands of people.
Thousands of people.
Crazy.
And still, right after, you hear nothing about, somebody else got COVID or it spread again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like massive music festivals still being held. You still have your Pride Parade as well.
Pride Parade was still going
everyone
on.
marching on the streets. And even New Year's Eve celebrations, everyone came out as well, right?
They did. Yeah. And with New Year's Eve, they just limited some areas. They gave you like an app. So this app, you register, you put your name, your number, and all this stuff in it.
Yeah.
And when you go there, they also take your temperature again. So if the temperature is a little bit over, then they say, I'm sorry, you can't come in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything was well done.
Yeah,
well
very,
done,
very well done. Very well controlled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for coming, Justin.
Thank you for having me.
And we will see you next time. Bye. Okay, I think you need to take it off now. I know you're worried I have COVID, but we need to film this video.
Oh, we need to film the video.
Right. Yeah. No, just take it off. Yeah, that's not very good. There you go. In your pocket, Justin.
In the pocket.
Yes.
The mask pocket.
Meanwhile, I'll just try to keep it in.